¿no?
No, no es la hora. Lo que pasa es que está cerrada la universidad. Nacional Autónoma está por aquí, está feo por ahí. Entonces me voy a ir por aquí. Ya sé por dónde me voy a ir.
No, it's So hey, today we have hit the ceiling of Jana's Spanish, and that is at the mechanic.
Oh, how did we get to the mechanic?
We got to the mechanic because the car wasn't working, and so a nice person from school took us to the mechanic.
Please.
But Chris left the revisión, which is the paperwork for the car, at the Hyundai dealership.
I wish you wouldn't stir up so much drama.
So they couldn't accept the car, but we didn't have a car.
Well, no,
And we also don't have lempiras.
they accepted it, but they're not going to give it back until we have this.
Which we should have.
Yeah, it should be behind
someone
the parts counter there. If they're expecting me at 4 anyway, so, you know, I'm kind of glad that we need to go, so, because I've got to get a very important part, which is the little cover that goes behind one of the door handles. So, alright. But you know what? You're doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
You've not had to talk about cars very much.
In either language, ever.
No. Well, and even now, I don't feel like you had like a lot that you had to like.
You feel like my job was easy?
I don't necessarily think that it was easy, but you know, it's not like they were talking about transmissions and engines and all that stuff. They're just like.
How would you know?
Because I would have probably understood those.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Looks like you were.
Pero ya pagaron el carro ustedes entonces.
So Carlos has been part of all of our Honduran. How do you say that in English?
Honduran.
Honduran drama.
Mm-hmm.
He knows.
He's here to. He's the cleanup man. So whenever we have drama
we get stuck
or problems
in the middle of Tegucigalpa in a
he's here to
random
pick us
mechanic
up.
shop, Carlos comes to pick us up. And
San Carlos, El Salvador del Kaufmans.
And when we were there at the mechanic shop, I saw the Delta employee who gave me his mom's name. She came and I interviewed her and she met Carolina, but then she complained so much about having to walk that I called a taxi for her, so Carlos knows her as well.
I guess this town of 1 million people is a little smaller than we expected.
That, right, yes.
Absolutely. All right, so we're back at the mall trying to get some phones, or I should say phones set up, because we're having...
Our best friend Carlos, who happens to be the taxi driver who picked us up.
Yep.
He's been part of every story we've had so far here.
I'm thinking we should just ask him to stay with us.
I think
just
he's
like,
basically part of the family
Yeah,
now.
I mean, I really do. This is the mall we were talking about. Everybody was cleaning. And, I mean, as you can see, the floors are immaculate. This is great. This looks like a European mall.
Show them how many stories it is.
Yeah, no, it's huge. It's definitely... I mean, look at that.
It's a 4-story mall. It's
a legit
muy
mall.
grande.
Sí, muy grande. That's my best telenovela voice.
Yeah.
So, the food court looks like. I want to say they have choices. They have lots of choices here. I mean, look at this place. It's ginormous. I think nobody goes to malls anymore in America. I'm telling you, this is a great thing because I really miss malls. It's kind of a fun place to hang out. They make me old. Alright everybody, I feel like a human again. I have a phone that works, not just because it's hooked up to internet.
About a small world.
Yeah, and so we're here getting our phone. Now I don't even have it towards you guys. Hang on. So while we're here, we're like charging up our phones, getting mine to work. My friend Marlo is here. It's a small world. So yes, this next part, after we left the mall, we came home, and then our friend Carlos pops the trunk, and I was kind of surprised at what came next, because all I can see is this Tupperware, this large Tupperware bowl, and it looks like it's got some kind of fabric on top of it. I really don't know what's going on. So he brings it inside. Of course, I paid him and I tipped him since he had worked so hard for us. And he turns this over on our kitchen counter, and this giant wheel of cheese pops out. This bootleg cheese, which I had no idea what was in there, but to see that much cheese all at once, it was kind of a shock. But yeah, it's great. I tried a piece of it, really mild. We're probably gonna put it on tortillas tomorrow. So yeah, look out for that. So let's get to the segment and I'll show you. This is a giant wheel of cheese that Carlos was nice enough to give us a piece of.
Es para pizza.
Para pizza.
Oh, okay.
Mozzarella.
It's for pizza.
For pizza, yeah, that is amazing.
Wow. I don't know where they got this.